Hey guys, how's it going? It's Hetron here. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my Barbarian build for Season 1. So I wanted to try a hybrid Thorns and Bleed build. So I'm not following any kind of guides or anything. So this is by no means a min-max build. This is just my own personal take on it. So I'm currently level 50 in hardcore in world tier 3. And so far I've been really enjoying playing it. Yeah, I just thought I'd share this build with you guys for maybe those who are interested in rolling a barb. Alright, so let's dive right into it. Starting with the skill tree. So for my basic skill, I went with the Flay ability. So this procs your bleed damage, as well as a chance to make enemy vulnerable when you take the enhanced Flay. And also, you gain damage reduction and Thorns, and this stacks up to 4 times when you take the combat Flay. You can also go with the Battle Flay. This just gives you just increased bleeding damage, but since I'm running a hybrid Thorns build, I decided to take the Combat Flay. So for my core skill, I went with the Rend ability here. This also procs bleed damage, as well as this extends the duration of vulnerable when you take the enhanced Rend. And Fury's Rends just gives you Fury on enemy hit. You can also go with the Violent Rend if your build is around vulnerable. So I think eventually I'm gonna go with the vulnerable route here. Right now I have 7 points. I put 5 points into the Rend ability, and then the 2 others coming from my gear. But really, you probably just need 1 or 2 points on this Rend. This is just your base damage. You really want to put your skill points into skills that gives you multiplying damage, like vulnerable and critical strike. So I think eventually I'm gonna move some of the skill points into vulnerable, like the core skill here, the pressure point, that gives you a chance to make enemies vulnerable. And then moving to the defensive skills, this is where I have most of my skill points. So I put 3 into Imposing Presence. This gives you 15% additional maximum life, as well as here I took 3 into Martial Vigor. This gives you damage reduction against elites. And then I also went with Rallying Cry. This gives you the unstoppable ability whenever you're CC'd or chain CC, you can break it with this ability here. And then also Strategic Rallying Cry. This just gives you Fortify. And then I am also using the Iron Skin, which gives you barrier as well as healing when you take the tactical iron skill. This heals you for 10% when you cast the ability, and I think this is very useful for this build. And also took Outburst here for the Thorns, and Tough as Nails for increased Thorns, since I'm running a hybrid build here. And then and also you really want the Challenging Shout here. This gives you the damage reduction that you really need for survivability here. And then Enhanced Challenging Shout gives you more life. Then Strategic Challenging Shout gives you Thorn equal to your maximum 30% of your maximum life when you cast Challenge Shout here. So for my brawling skills, so I decided to not go with the Warcry, but you can use Warcry if your build is around berserking. But I wanted to try something kind of different, so I decided to go with the Iron Skin instead, just for more defense here. And then I put 3 into Booming Voice, so it just increases duration of your shouts, because I am still using the Challenge Shout and Rattling Cry here, so this is very useful. And Raid Leader, this heals you when you cast your shouts. And also Guttural Yell provides you with reduced damage. Okay, and then Weapon Mastery, I put 3 points into Pit Fighter. This increases damage to close enemies, and also gives you 6% distant damage reduction. So just giving you more damage reduction here. Hamstring, that slows bleeding enemies. I think recently they changed this to healthy enemies now, not all enemies. So this has been sort of nerfed, but I think it's still useful here. And then Cut to the Bone. This deals increased damage to vulnerable enemies. If you have a way to proc the vulnerability, eventually you want to get the exploit glyph in your Paragon board that will proc vulnerability, as well as the pressure point. This gives you a chance to proc vulnerability. So this could be very useful. And then I went with the thick skin here. Basically, this gives you Fortify when you take direct damage. And defensive stance, this gives you damage reduction while you are fortified. So really just more ways to get damage reduction. And for my ultimate skill here, I went with the Call of the Ancients. So one downside I would say to this build is you don't really have any AoE damage, and the bleed, you can't really speed farm, because you basically proc damage over time with your bleed and Thorns. So Call of the Ancients is helpful to just take out big packs of mobs. So that's why I went with the Call of the Ancients. Yeah, for now. So I don't know. I might change this in the future, but yeah, for now this has been useful. And then I took Temperate Fury. This just increases your maximum fury. But I really just took this so I can get the Invigorating Fury here. This heals you for 9% whenever you spend 100 fury. So this is just more ways to get healing. So for my key passive, I went with Gushing Wounds. This basically just increases your bleed amount by your critical damage. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be keeping this. Yeah, we'll see how things go. So yeah, maybe I might want to go with the Unbridled Rage, which works well with the Invigorating Fury. You spend more fury, you gain more healing. So I think those two can work really well together. Alright, so moving on to my gear. So I'm not going to go through each piece of my gear. But basically, the idea is I want to get armor, damage reduction, and life in most of my gear. Those are the 3 main affixes that I'm focusing on for this build. It's very defensive sided, so and also for my aspects, I also went with defensive aspects here. So like on my helm, I currently have injured, becoming injured while crowd control grants you unstoppable. I have a basic skill grants you 20% damage reduction. So this gives you a lot of damage reduction when you cast your basic skill. And then here I have gain 2% damage reduction for each nearby bleeding enemy. So more damage reduction. And then on my amulet, I have the disobedience aspect, which in my opinion is still the best defensive aspect that you could put on your amulet. This gives you your increased armor, obviously, for 4 seconds. Which stacks up to, you can stack this up to 45%. So yeah, I think this is still the best defensive aspect. And then also I have here the Thorns damage dealt has 20% chance to deal damage all enemies around you. So just more ways to deal damage with Thorns. And basic skills gain 15% attack speed here. So this is just so I can generate fury quicker. And yeah, basically so obviously I don't have my end game gear yet. I'm only level 50. But yeah, the main focus is really to stack as much armor, damage reduction, and life as possible. And you really want to be trying to deal damage with Thorns and just proccing bleed damage. Yes, but yeah, so far I've been having a lot of fun with this build. So yeah, we'll see how things go here in World Tier 3 and as I hit the end game. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you hit that like button or subscribe for more future content like this. Let me know in the comments what kind of character and build you guys are running for Season 1. I'd be very interested to know. So yeah, take care.